Right here on 61st Street in Sunset Park. In the big picture, there's a lot of people who care very passionately about affordable housing, and there's a lot of resistance to gentrification. Okay, everybody, welcome to Zen Space Makers. My name is Sander Hicks, and our special guest is Mr. Sam Lee. Welcome to Zen, Sam.
Hi, Sander. How are you?
I'm great. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today. I know that we've been working on affordable housing and developing it, and I feel that you have a wealth of knowledge that the public really doesn't have. And so I wanted to give this video a little introduction to you, and we can maybe have just a quick discussion about all the many things that you know that I feel the public should know about affordable housing development. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, great. First, let me tell people that you have a history in affordable housing and that you've worked in affordable housing projects with many different top corporations and banks like Washington Mutual, Westinghouse, and your background is with accounting. You have a background with the top Big Four accounting of the world. And I know from working with you in the past couple of months that you are professional and successful, and that you have a big heart too, Sam. And that's what we like about you, that you care about the democratization of housing. So, and here at Zen Space Makers, this is our company. We're a licensed New York City construction, carpentry, craft building outfit, and we're interested in social impact, social justice, affordable housing. I myself have written about affordable housing for the Red Hook Star Review, but I wanted to first give people the inspiration for this video. Was a Washington Post article from last August, and just rereading it today, it's so powerful because it talks about these new concepts, the New Markets Tax Credit Program, the NMTC, right? New Markets Tax Credit Program, and these things.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they use the lowercase, and they call them ES, construction development entities.
No, it's community development entities.
Yes.
So these are primarily non-profit organizations.
Right, the CDEs, community development entities, which is lowercase in the Washington Post article, so it's easy to miss how important that is to this discussion. And so what was amazing about this article is that they talk about two lawyers creating so many affordable housing projects. So why don't you tell us what you know about CDEs and the New Markets Tax Credit Program?
Sure. The New Market Tax Program is basically one of many credits and incentive programs that are out there to help community development projects, provide financing, as well as provide in regards to how to apply for some of these programs. Most of these business development tax credit incentives follow 4 phases. And I think, Standard, that I basically supply you with the 4-phase approach, which consists of strategic assessment, is phase 1. Phase 2 is kind of like an open negotiation phase. And phase 3, implementation and compliance. I want to underscore the compliance because that is very critical. And finally, maintenance program, meaning that some of these programs are multi-year, like for instance, the New Market Tax Credit. So you have to obtain it in order to stay active in the process. Now, there are many subcategories in regards to these various phases. The critical element is that under phase 1, in the assessment phase, what we want to do, the objective there is to procure an offering letter of some sort, meaning that you're eligible for the program, that you meet the basic standards, and that the entity, which is the CDE, Community Development Entity, have agreed to provide, at least to provide the necessary ongoing guidance towards securing either a loan or a grant or credits and incentives. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think to give people a taste of what's at stake here, I know that we've been looking at what are the local community development entities here in New York City, and you've helped us identify a couple of them. And it's all a public record that you can see what tax credits and what, it's almost like a grant, right? We can see that, oh, they were allocated $45 million, and it's so far they haven't actually dispersed very much of that. So therefore, there's money out there for somebody like me or a company that wanted to do an affordable housing development. Is that?
Yeah, it's actually, the amount that you have spoken about, Sander, is basically for all business types, whether it's manufacturing, industrial, affordable housing, commercial, retail, any project that requires real estate finance, meaning that it has to be a new development project in a what they call a low income community.
Right, that's my next point, that it has to be a distressed community, and there are certain measurements about what's the median income, and is that distressed compared to the national average, or is the employment rate abnormally high in this neighborhood, and they use census tracts.
That's right. That is correct. They have census tracts developed, whether if your project is located in a location that would warrant a new market tax credit in future to help it along. And there are certain general terms, these various CDEs would require of you, such as, the project must be impactful to the community. The term is for 7 years. And the reason for the 7 years is that when the Treasury Department created the New Market Tax Credit Program, they are soliciting investors from community development financial institutions, the CDFIs, such as banks and insurance companies. They all have desks associated with New Market Tax Credit programs, and they make the necessary investment over the 7-year period to get a 39% tax credit. So in exchange for the investment, they get a 39% tax credit.
39% of what? Yeah, this is good. This is good stuff. But 39% of what?
39% of the total investment. So let's say, for instance, if you were to make an investment of 10 million, it's 39% of the 10 million. That would be the tax credit. But it's taken over 7 years, 5 years for the first three. For the first 3 years, it's 5%. And for the next 4 years, it's 6%. So for a total of 39% tax credit.
Right. And as you know, that ties into what we're trying to do with 501 4th Avenue. We've been talking about that property for a while. It's right here in our neighborhood. It's distressed. And we've been talking about developing a Sunset Park food co-op at the ground floor level, and then affordable housing, opportunities for housing ownership, 1 and 2 bedrooms upstairs. It's an impressive amount of space, and it's totally abandoned and vacant. It's not completely abandoned, but it's a great opportunity to reclaim the space and make use of it if we can figure out a way to buy it.
Right.
Yeah, but you're saying
that is correct.
Yeah, New Market Tax Credits program likes to help create job opportunities.
And under a construction program, such as, let's say, affordable housing, if you're looking at developing, let's say, 20 units in affordable housing, you're talking about having a construction crew that could be up to 150 workers, for electricians, for plumbers, iron workers, concrete workers. So at any one time, you could be flowing through that job site between 40 to 50 workers, in some cases simultaneously, thus creating jobs for the trades, as well as potentially for job creation for the local residents.
Right.
When we started this project was to see if the project or the potential site is located in a low-income community census tract. And we did an analysis of 5018 4th Avenue, and basically we were able to find that it does qualify as a severely distressed New Market Tax Credit census tract with the median family income only 48.7% employment rate, high unemployment rate, and it is located in the metro area of New York. So that's one of the areas that we looked at. We looked at the location. We looked at the NMTC considered as qualified business. And this entails costs for new construction on the property, cost of connection with substantial rehabilitation of the property, acquisition costs, as well as takeout financing. And from that, we were able to identify the CDE in New York that we feel would be a good fit for this particular project. And the reason for that is this particular CDE does have what they call an acquisition and construction program that specifically targets new construction, acquisition, as well as acquisition of abandoned or vacant buildings to be rehabilitated. So again, these are just all physical development attributes that pointedly towards our project.
Great, right here on 61st Street in Sunset Park, and which is a great segue to what I wanted to say as we begin to wrap up this call, is that in the big picture, there's a lot of people who care very passionately about affordable housing. I'm in this neighborhood of Sunset Park. We're 50% Latinx, we're 30% Asian, and there's a lot of resistance to gentrification. I spoke out and rezoning hearings for Industry City a couple of times. I'm active in the Democratic Party County Committee. I'm active with ESA. What we're talking about here is important for the movement to know about, because Sam, you are a rare jewel. I think you kick it to a whole other level when you're able to figure out how to actually create affordable housing. And that's why I wanted us to do this and let people know more about the New Markets tax credit program, CDEs and CDFIs and all of that. So if people want to contact you, Sam, and maybe bring you into their organization as a consultant, we will, I guess we'll put your email down in the
Sure.
video. Okay, great. And your company
That'd
is
be fine.
the Euclidean Advisory. The reference,
That's right.
reference to
Very math oriented, very math oriented.
sacred geometry, Sam. I love it.
That's right.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Sam, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sander. Really appreciate it.